What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Hey, it's the NFL Guys podcast. We are officially doing the Week 1 in the NFL recap of Week 1, and let me tell you, my God. I mean, we had the overtime win between the Bengals and Vikings game. We had the crazy Monday night game. We almost had the Lions, and the Lions almost come back down 38-10 to win the game. I mean, the best way to describe Week 1 is...
This is crazy, this is crazy, this is crazy.
Exactly. It was crazy. It was an insane Week 1 of football. And, you know, I mean, even on the fantasy side, I'm already hearing so many fantasy football players already saying,
Fucking done! I'm fucking done!
Yeah, they're just like, I'm done. Hey, Jimmy Baba Ganoush, I haven't talked to you yet, Jimmy, so I had to talk to you. I know you were in my fantasy draft, and I know you started Aaron Rodgers, you started Aaron Jones, you started Devonta Adams, you started Julio Jones, Mike Evans, and Ezekiel Elliott as your flex. Dude, like, seriously, like, how are you even feeling after this week of fantasy? Jimmy Baba Ganoush is a little pissed off right now. Maybe we'll come back and check on him in just a little bit later in the podcast. You know, I mean, for me, so many other fantasy players not on the same team. I did have Mike Evans and Ezekiel Elliott in my work league. I mean, there is so many football fantasy players who started all those players. Mike Evans, who's 5 fantasy points. Aaron Jones, I think it was 4 points. Devonta Adams 5 points. Julio Jones 5 points. Ezekiel Elliott 5 points. I mean, everybody, all fantasy owners who had those guys, they want to take their laptop, they want to take their tablet, they want to take their phone outside and just pretty much exactly like that. Just blow up just shoot their laptop, shoot their phone, shoot their tablet. It was a rough week for fantasy football. Anyway, let's get to my picks. And it was a rough week for my picks this week. It was definitely a rough week. I went 6-10 for week 1. I won on the Thursday night game. I had the Bucks to win. I won on that. I won on the Seahawks game. I lost on the Jags and Texans. Lost on the Falcons because the Eagles won. I had the Redskins. Washington winning. I lost on that. I lost on the Bills game. I picked the 49ers. Won on that pick. Vikings and Bengals. I picked the Vikings. I lost on that. I won on the Jets and Panthers game. I took the Panthers game. I took the Panthers. I lost on the Cards and Titans. I took the Titans. Lost on the Broncos and Browns and Chiefs. Sorry, my upset pick of the week. I picked the Browns as an upset. That didn't happen. I took the Patriots. I lost on that game. I took the Giants. I lost on that game. I took the Packers on that game. Lost on that. I did win on the Rams. I bet against my Bears. I just knew it. I knew Stafford was going to have a big game, and I was right. I picked the Rams. I was right, and I won on the Monday night game. I picked the Raiders, and the Raiders did win. And when I did my podcast earlier last week, I had my three fantasy players to shine. I picked a quarterback, a running back, and a wide receiver. And I picked how many fantasy points that they were going to end up with. So for my quarterback, I went with Russell Wilson. I said he was going to have 38 fantasy points, and he was the closest, I think. He actually got 27 points, so it was a difference of 11. Mike Davis, I said he was going to have 25 points because I thought Atlanta's offense was just going to blow out the Eagles. Whoa, was I so wrong. Mike Evans only had 12 fantasy points. And wait, was it 12? No, 5 points. Sorry, 5 points. A difference of 18. And I picked Devonta Adams, who was going to have 33 fantasy points. He ended up only having 5.6, which a big difference of 28 points. So boy, was I so wrong on that. And then I also did a segment where I did 3 bold predictions, which my number 3 prediction, I got right. Trevor Lawrence. He passed for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. He actually passed for 332 and 3 touchdowns. So I basically got that right. I said at least he was going to throw at least 300 in the 300 yard range and 3 touchdowns. And I was close. I was so close. The second bold prediction I picked was the Steelers and Bills game was going to go to overtime, and someone wins by a field goal. That didn't happen. And I predicted Mac Jones was going to pass for 3 touchdowns, which that didn't happen. He actually, I think he went 281, I think he was. Maybe this wasn't it. I can't remember how many Mac Jones went. Let me check real quick before I get to the recap of the NFL first week of first week of scores, and yep, 281 and 1 touchdown. So yeah, I was wrong. He was 2 touchdowns short. So yeah, not a good way for my picks. I went 6 and 10. So anyway, let's recap week 1 in the NFL. So the Thursday night game, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defeated the Cowboys 31-29. Brady had a really good game, 32 for 50, 379, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Oh my God, Tom Brady went off. Earlier in that day, I was like, okay, Kyler or Tom Brady? And I was like, oh my God. And I was thinking, well, the Cardinals is facing against the Titans, which is a decent team. I was like, ooh, but Buccaneers is facing Dallas, who is the 26th best defense going into fantasy football in week 1. I was like, oh yeah, Tampa Bay is going to wipe the storm off of Dallas. Boy, was I so wrong. So I went with Tom Brady, and I think I still ended up with 27 fantasy points, but we'll get to that there in a little bit. Dak Prescott, what a way to return. He went 42 for 38, 4 touchdowns, or 403 and 3 touchdowns. And Ezekiel Elliott, 11 carries for 33 yards. What the hell was that? Mike Evans, 3 catches for 24 yards. Mike Evans wasn't even a staple in the game. It's like he got so overshadowed by Godwin and freaking AB. Even Gronk had a better game than Mike Evans. I don't know. That blew my mind. I was like, wow. Moving on to the Sunday games. The Seahawks defeated the Colts 28-16. Russell Wilson, 254 with 4 touchdowns. Monster game from Russell Wilson. And in my fantasy draft, I had Russell Wilson, Justin Herbert. And I was just like, I know I said this before. I was like, ooh, Justin Herbert's young. I really want him. Young quarterback. But Russell Wilson, experience, Lockett, Metcalf. I'm going with Russell Wilson, and I'm glad I did. Jonathan Taylor, 56 yards. And 60 yards in receiving. Not a bad game by Jonathan Taylor, but Colts have to face the Rams, I believe. I think it's Rams and Colts this weekend. This one I could not believe. The Texans defeated the Jaguars 37-21. Mark Ingram, what a big game. 85 yards and a touchdown. Trevor Lawrence, 332 yards, 3 touchdowns. And I was like, oh my gosh, Mark Ingram, is he the quarterback one? Is he the quarterback to start on week 2 over David Johnson or Phillip Lindsay? I'm just like, I don't know. It's really nice to see Ingram have a decent game. I really thought the Jaguars was going to blow out the Texans. I was like, wow, Texans doesn't have no offense. Boy, was I so wrong. Brandon Cooks had a great game. Man, I think Tyrod Taylor had a good game. I just couldn't believe it. I honestly couldn't believe it. I don't know. It's unbelievable. I just was really shocked that the Texans put 37 up on the Jaguars. And I know the Jaguars only won 1 game. But you had Trevor Lawrence. You had Urban Meyer. You had James Robinson, who's a good running back. And they just stunk. Unbelievable. The Chargers defeated Washington 20-16. We've got a injury with the Washington team. We're going to cover this coming up here in a few minutes. Eagles 32-6 over the Falcons. Oh my God, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Where was Atlanta's offense? They must have just been still stuck in bed, sleeping, dreaming of sugar plums and gummy bears or something. It's like, where was that offense? Jalen Hurts, 27 for 35, 264 yards, 3 touchdowns. Oh my God, Jalen had a great game. Falcons on the other side, oh my God, where was that? Mike Davis, 15 carries for 49 yards. Calvin Ridley, 5 catches for 51 yards. Kyle Pitts, 4 catches for 31 yards. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Really, Falcons? Really? Oh my God, another player that just effed me. Bend over, fantasy football player. Calvin Ridley, Mike Davis, Kyle Pitts. Double dicked in the ass, triple style. Oh my gosh. Devonta Adams. How about Devonta Adams? Even though he was on my bench, I might be starting him. 6 catches for 71 yards and 1 touchdown. Really good. I'm so glad I've been saying to everybody, I was like, Devontae Smith is going to be the Eagles' number 1, and he had a great game. Steelers and Bills. Steelers defeated the Bills 23-16. Najee Harris had 16 carries for 45 yards. I really thought Najee Harris was going to have a better game, but they were facing the Bills, though. Chase Claypool, quiet game, 3 catches for 45 yards, and Juju Smith-Schuster, 4 catches for 52 yards. Oh, man, Pittsburgh's offense looked garbage in the first half. Stephon Diggs, 9 catches for 69 yards. It is week 1. Get the cobwebs out. It's the first week. It's been a long year, just kind of been sitting on Hawaii's beach and soaking it in, watching the fine women walk by in bikinis, drinking the little umbrella drinks, These teams are going to bounce back in week 2, I promise. The 49ers squeaked out a win. 41-31 from the Lions. Eli Mitchell, big game. Eli Mitchell, 19 carries for 104 yards, 1 touchdown. Jared Goff had a really big game, 38 for 51, 338, 3 touchdowns. Since coming over to the Lions. T.J. Hawkinson, I've been saying to everybody, I'm like, dude, T.J. Hawkinson is my secret weapon. Big game from him, 8 catches, 97 yards, 1 touchdown. Oh my God, it was so unbelievable. At one point it was 38-10. The Lions scored a quick touchdown. They had 2 onside kicks that they recovered for touchdowns. And then I said this to my dad. I said, just 2 seconds before, I said, you know what? The 49ers need a fumble and the Lions need to recover. And guess what happened? As soon as I said that, 2 seconds later, Deebo Samuel fumbled the ball, the Lions recovered. And I flew off my sofa and I was like, oh my God, the Lions are going to come back from 38-10 and defeat the 49ers. They almost did it. They almost did it. I could not believe it. And the Lions are playing the Packers Monday night. The Packers better show up. I'm telling you, Packers could be going 0-2, and then you're probably just like, you know what? Hold up. But, Aaron Rodgers better show up. Devonta Adams, Aaron Jones, because Jared Goff looked great. T.J. Hawkinson looked great. Oh, man. Matt, if you're watching my podcast, dude, I hope you're not working Monday night because I would love to watch the Monday night game with you. Or Dean, if you're watching this, dude, hopefully Monday night you're not working. I'll have to snap you in a little bit. Anyway, but yeah, man, wow. And I saw the 49ers. I was like, dude, the 49ers are going to blow out the Lions. I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe it. Bengals, oh, what a game. Bengals pulled out a win in overtime, 27-24. I was making supper. I ran into the living room just as the Bengals, was it the Bengals or was no, it was the Vikings kicked like a 50-55 yard field goal with no time left to send it into overtime. Wow. Hello everybody. Jamar Chase, he can catch. He had 5 catches for 101 yards and 1 touchdown. What a big game with Jamar Chase, and I slept on him. I think he's going to be a surprise player this year. Joe Burrow had a good game. Is the Bengals last year's Cleveland team? Bengals on the rise. I'm telling you, they build up that offensive line and defense. Watch out for the Bengals. Every team, they go through a sleep cycle. Milwaukee Bucks, laughing stock for a long time. Look at them now with the Greek Freak. Look at Cleveland. They're up and coming. Last year they were pretty good. This year they almost took Kansas City. They almost won. Been the first win on week 1 in 16 years. I'm telling you, man, these teams go through these sleep cycles, and these good teams will fall down a little bit, and then all these bad teams will rise up. But we're not going to talk about the Bengals and Bears game until I make my picks on Wednesday. Wednesday, I'll be doing my podcast, my picks for Wednesday. Panthers defeat the Jets 19-14. Zach Wilson, not a bad game from the rookie. 20 for 37, 258, 2 touchdowns. Michael Carter, not the greatest game. Four carries for 6 yards. Should I drop Michael Carter? Sorry. ESPN, the little like side note was saying, hey, Michael Carter might heat up. I might keep him for another couple weeks and see what happens. I think he would be their number 1. I think he's going to heat up, the rookie from North Carolina. I don't know. Like, I might use him as a flex. I don't know. I have some decisions to do with him. Oh, man, I tell you what. The craziest thing, too, was, and I can't remember all of them, but I remember one. Joe Burrow did a bomb to Jamar Chase on NFL Red Zone, and they flashed right over to Carolina and the Jets game. And Sam Darnold threw a bomb to Robbie Anderson, and Robbie Anderson did the Jets. And I think the other one they flashed over, and it was Kyler Murray throwing a bomb to Christian Kirk. And I was like, 3 bombs in a row. They went from game to game to game, and each play they showed was a bomb to the end zone. It was unbelievable. What a great week of football. Anyway, speaking of the Cardinals, Cardinals defeated the Titans 38-13. Kyler Murray, huge game. 21 for 32, 289, 4 touchdowns. DeAndre Hopkins, 6 catches for 83 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Captain Kirk, 5 catches for 70 yards, 2 touchdowns. Best game of Christian Kirk's career. Oh my God. I thought AJ Green was going to have a decent game. Is Christian Kirk the real deal this year? I don't know. I picked him up. I think I picked him up on one of my teams because I dropped Marquez Callaway for the Saints. So I'm picking up Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk could be a hot flex, but I think we're going to get the fantasy here in a little bit. Oh, the Titans offense. Where was the Titans offense? Mr. Derrick Henry, 17 touchdowns last year, 17 carries for 58 yards, no touchdowns. Julio Jones, 3 catches for 29 yards and no touchdowns. Where was the Titans offense? Like, literally, Derrick Henry was probably the top 4 running backs coming off the board in fantasy football. I can't imagine. I'd like to sit in every living room in America and they were like, yeah, Derrick Henry, 120 yards and 2 touchdowns, and basically nothing. I would love to see everybody's reaction. My reaction, I wanted to take my laptop and kick it halfway down the block, what Derrick Henry did yesterday. Unbelievable. And it doesn't get any easier for the Titans. They got the Seahawks coming in. And do I start Derrick Henry? Do I start Julio Jones? For the people who has Tannehill, do you even start Tannehill, who had 33 touchdowns last year? Really, the only person that made a mark in the game was A.J. Brown. I think he had 17 fantasy points and 100 yards receiving. I don't know. I'm kind of scared. Like, I'm really scared. I don't know. Oh. All right, moving on to the next game. The Dolphins defeated the Patriots 17-15. Jalen Waddle, how about the rookie from Alabama? 4 catches for 61 yards. Mac Jones, not a bad day. 29 for 31. Or was it 39? I think it was 29 for 39. I can't read my own handwriting. I think it was 29 for 31, 281, and 1 touchdown. Yeah. Jalen Waddle, what's going to be really interesting, Will Fuller's coming back this week. I don't know who the Dolphins is playing in week 2, but I really might start Will Fuller. I really like Will Fuller a lot, man. If he can just contribute what he did in Houston, Will Fuller, that's something special. Broncos defeated the Giants 27-13. It should have been, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. It should have been 27-6, but Daniel Jones got a garbage time touchdown there, right, with like 2 seconds left. I mean, that's good if you started Daniel Jones and you had Daniel Jones in your starting lineup. You know, he got that extra touchdown. But, man, Giants offense, nothing. But the Broncos looked really good. Oh, boy, look at this game. Saints down the Packers 38-3. Remember I told you if you watch my podcast, my week 1 picks, I said it's going to be a blowout. I said the Packers is going to run away from this game. It could be over in the second quarter. Boy, was I wrong. Boy, was that a 180. 38-3. Packers only scored 3 points. Oh my God, Jameis Winston, 14 for 20, 148. And 5 touchdowns. I have never seen a player in my life that just passed for 148 and 5 touchdowns. That is unbelievable. Aaron Rodgers, 15 for 28, 133, 2 interceptions. Aaron Jones, 5 carries for 9 yards. Devonta Adams, 5 catches for 56 yards. I think even like a small school like Alcorn State, Toledo, Cincinnati could have beat the Packers. Jimbo Johnson's Pee Wee League from South Central probably could have beat the Packers on Sunday. Unbelievable! So many top first, second round draft picks that went off the board that just... I mean, it was like big Taco Bell dump city. For a lot of those players that came off the board, they're like, oh yeah, I got Derrick Henry, I got Devonta Adams, I got Aaron Jones, and boy, it was just a big fart. It was just a big fart cloud this Sunday for them. Like I said, I don't know. That could be my upset pick of the week. I might pick the Lions, but they're playing at Lambeau, which Packers are going to bounce back. Packers are going to win this game. I know it. Oh, we're going to talk about this game. Oh, boy. The Sunday night game. Rams defeated the Bears 34-14. Matt Stafford. I knew Matt Stafford was going to have a huge game. 20 for 26, 321, and 3 touchdowns. David Montgomery looked great, though. Man, that first kickoff, Khalil Herbert, all the way down. David Montgomery. Oh, man. I tell you what. Nothing out of that. Cole Kmet had a good game. 5 catches, 42 yards. Hey, go Irish. It was good to see him start over Jimmy Graham. Allen Robinson really didn't do anything. I had Allen Robinson on my team. I think he gave me like 9 points. 6 catches for 35 yards. Unfucking believable. Oh my God. A week 1 matchup last year where Trubisky led the Bears comeback win against the Lions. And this year, damn it, Dalton. I was like, okay, is that Jay Cutler out there or damn it Dalton, because I can't really tell between the two. Missed tackles when Cooper Kupp caught that pass, and there was like 3 missed tackles. I'm like, dude, what is going on? Has he got Vaseline or butter all over him that the Bears couldn't tackle him? Eddie Jackson. Mr. I'm from Alabama. We're all good football players from Alabama. Crimson Tide. Roll Tide! Roll Tide! The only rolling was happening with Eddie Jackson was getting rolled over by the fucking Rams receivers. Oh my God. What an embarrassment. You can see my videos. I don't know if I post them on here, but on my TikTok I was doing videos. And, hey, it's that NFL guy. Yeah, you know what? My phone's going off during my podcast. We don't really want to hear about... we really don't want to hear about the Bears right now. Trust me, it was a bad game. And the craziest thing is, like, after the press conference, Matt Nagy's smiling and being happy. And I always watch the post-game Bears game. On Comcast between Alex Brown, Olin Kreutz, Lance Briggs, former Bears, Dolphins coach Dave Wannstedt, Kaplan, and Alex Brown was like, "Why are you smiling? Why are you be all in all good cheers? Like you just gave presents to all homeless kids and stuff. You're cheering, you're smiling. You just got your ass handed to 34-14. Doesn't get any better for the Bears. Bengals look good." Bengals look good. Burrow look good. Jamar Chase look good. Joe Mixon. How are you going to stop the Bengals? Come on, Matt Nagy. Tell me. How are you going to stop that Bengals offense? That looks like a lot better team this year. Oh, boy. Get ready, everybody. Week 2 Angry Videos is coming. And then we have the Monday night game, which, oh, my God. I got to watch on an 80-inch TV. The color was crisp. Oh, my God. Raiders. Oh, my God. Pull it out. 33-27. Oh my God, the field goal. I could not believe it to go into overtime. That touchdown pass at the end between Derek Carr, I could not believe it. Speaking of Derek Carr, 34 for 56, 435 yards, 2 touchdowns. Josh Jacobs, 10 carries for 34 yards, 2 touchdowns. He only had 10 carries for 34 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tyson Williams, remember that name. He's going to be a hot free agent pickup. He looks for real. 9 carries for 65 yards and 1 touchdown. And it's nice to see Sammy Watkins do something. 4 catches for 96 yards. I could see Sammy Watkins being a good flex player coming off. Oh, speaking of that real quick. I wanted to check something real quick that I forgot. On the injury report when I do that. I don't see anything because I know he came out of the game, so I'm hoping he's okay. I don't know if there's an injury report. But anyway, wow, what a game. That Monday night game was fantastic. I was just like unbelievable. I feel bad for my friend Matt because he was in a dynasty league and he needed Derek Carr not to do well, and it was like I felt so bad for him. But anyway, like, I wanted to go back to talk a little bit about that Saints and Packers game. Like, I just have a feeling like Matt LaFleur was like, you know what? Maybe we should have traded you. Why did I do that in a Donald Trump voice? Let's try that again. You know what, Aaron Rodgers? Maybe we should have traded you. But anyway, if I would have told, if I went up to every Green Bay Packer fan last week, and what I said, and I would have said, hey, Aaron Rodgers is only going to throw for 133 yards. Aaron Jones is only going to have 9 yards rushing. Devonta Adams is only going to have 56 yards. And the Packers was only going to score, did I say 38-33? I hope I didn't say the score. I made the S look like a 3. But anyway, the Saints beat the Packers 38-3. But anyway, and if I would have told all the Packers fans also, if they were only going to score 3 points, you know what every Packer fan would have told me?
You out of your fucking mind?
Exactly. And fantasy football players who started, the Green Bay Packers, all on their team, start Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback, start Aaron Jones as your running back, started Devonta Adams your receiver. You know what all the fantasy football players were saying to that?
Fuck! Oh!
Exactly. I was saying the same thing. Thank God, I had Aaron Jones and Aaron Rodgers on the same team. Oh my God, I just want to strangle them. You dumbasses! Oh my God, unbelievable. So anyway, there you go. There is the Week 1 recap. Next, we're going to get into some of the notable players for Week 1's injuries. So, Washington quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick has a hip injury. Ron Rivera was talking about saying that it is unknown if Fitzpatrick is going to go Thursday night against the Giants. Washington did sign Vanderbilt quarterback Kyle Shurmur. I don't know if Shurmur's going to start. If I was Ron Rivera, I'd be getting on that phone right now and be calling Cam Newton. I think that is the most reliable quarterback, maybe not reliable quarterback, probably the best quarterback you're going to probably get. Cam is out there. Why are you not calling him? You need to call Cam Newton. Denver Broncos wide receiver Jerry Jeudy is injured with a high ankle sprain. He's going to miss 4 to 6 weeks. Watch out for Tim Patrick. I'd pick him up if I were you. Tim Patrick had a good game. Some other notable injuries. Raheem Mostert was earlier reported that he was going to possibly miss 8 weeks. Well, we've got some bad news. He is having season-ending surgery to his knee. The 49ers did sign Kerryon Johnson. Also, Jason Verrett tore his ACL. He is also done for the year. Oh boy, but let me tell you, Eli Mitchell looks like that's going to be the front runner running back going forward. But they also have Trey Sermon, the second-year pro Jamakal Hasty. But I definitely feel like Eli Mitchell is going to win that spot. Also, Jason Peters got injured for my Bears. It is unknown what is going on with him. And the backup player that for the Bears for Peters, Larry Borum, is out with an ankle injury. So not only did Peters get hurt and come out of the game, but Larry Borum, the rookie from Missouri, is out. So I don't know what they're going to do now. They might have to call somebody from the practice squad, get on the phone and try to call up some players that got cut. I don't know what's going to happen. Then also Lions cornerback Jeff, I'm going to chop his name up. Okada. He ruptured his Achilles tendon. I'm hearing he's out for the rest of the year. So, man, so many players went down in injuries in week 1, and I'm sure week 2 is going to have a full list of injuries. So, yeah, man, I'm hoping those guys can recover, come back next year, and play better. But we're gonna get to who I picked player of the week. So I went with this week, and sorry I don't have the drum roll going. Usually I have the drum roll for my player of the week, but I totally forgot about that. Sorry, it's only week 1. We're gonna get all the sound effects going. My player of the week is Jameis Winston. For the New Orleans Saints, 14 for 20, 148, 5 touchdowns. Now, are we going to get good Winston going forward or bad Winston? I don't know, but congratulations, Winston, for being, hey, it's the NFL Guys podcast, Player of the Week. And now we have the player, or I should say players sometimes, who should have stayed in bed, maybe would have... maybe should have got caught up on some Golden Girl episodes, and just had your pink fuzzy slippers, your hot cocoa, your little cinnamon muffin. So, and that goes to the 3-headed dragon for the Packers. Aaron Jones, who rushed for 9 yards on 5 carries. Aaron Rodgers, who had 133 yards and 2 interceptions. And Devonta Adams, who had 5 catches, 56 yards. You 3 guys should have been in a big queen-size bed and watched Golden Girls. But those guys are my players who should have stayed in bed on Sunday. Well, you know what? We're going to do it again. Just because it was triple bad, but, unbelievable. Alright, well, the next segment we got, the last segment, we're going to talk a little bit of fantasy news. Some players that had some good games. I didn't write down a lot of them, but, a few players. And the first few, ESPN does their scoring different from NFL Fantasy, and Yahoo has their own scoring, so it's a little bit different, whatever site you go on. Tyreek Hill for the Kansas City Chiefs, 26 fantasy points on ESPN. Great game. DeAndre Hopkins, big game for him, 20 fantasy points. Mike Evans, a stinker, 2.4 fantasy points. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you? Like I said, he didn't make a stamp. He didn't make a stamp in the game. Unfreaking believable. Now I got a trade for one of my really good friends. I got offered James Robinson and Robbie Anderson for Ezekiel Elliott and Mike Evans. I don't know if I should take that trade. But like I said, I want to see what happens in week 2. Now if Ezekiel Elliott comes out and has 6 carries for 20 yards and Mike Evans only has 6 catches for 40 yards? You think I'm doing that trade? Oh, I'm doing that trade. I'm like, I told you guys I was going to only give you till week 2, and you guys fucked up again. You guys are gone. You guys are gone. See ya. Let you be somebody else's problems. And then watch. They're going to fuck me in the ass. Watch, Ezekiel Elliott in week 3 is going to turn around and have 150 yards and 3 touchdowns, and Mike Evans is going to have 140 yards and 4 touchdowns or something. I'm like, oh my God. My laptop's going out of that window. I'd be done. I'm like, I'm done with fantasy football. I'm done. Allen Robinson, stinker of a game for fantasy, 3.5 fantasy points. TJ Hawkinson, like I've been telling everybody, dude, my secret weapon, TJ Hawkinson is going to blow up this year because all the offense is going through TJ Hawkinson and DeAndre Swift. And I was right. 17 fantasy points on ESPN. Gronk, huge game. Oh my God. Gronk, 29 points on NFL Fantasy, NFL.com Fantasy, 21 on ESPN. Oh my gosh. Now on NFL, few players on NFL Fantasy, NFL.com Fantasy. Christian Kirk, 24 fantasy points. Is it for real or was that a fluke? Is he for real this year? Mark Ingram, nice to see him have a good fantasy week, 14 fantasy points. And Tim Patrick, I want to talk about Tim Patrick. Jerry Jeudy's out. Hot free agent pickup. My top 4 fantasy hot pickups of the week, Tim Patrick. If Tim Patrick is available, you need a receiver because you drafted Jerry Jeudy. Definitely go after Tim Patrick. Number 3, Mark Ingram, Christian Kirk. If you need, I would use probably Christian Kirk and Mark Ingram as a flex. I wouldn't use them as a starter unless like McCaffrey, Derrick Henry's on a bye. Then you would start them. But you know what? It's going to be interesting to see if Christian Kirk does this week by week by week. And Mark Ingram, if Mark Ingram is the starter. Number 2, Tyson Williams for the Ravens. I think he's the starter. I don't know, like, if Latavius Murray, if they're going to just go back-to-back with him, if Le'Veon's ready, like, what do they do? I think if I was the Ravens, I would start Tyson Williams each week. And my number 1 hot free agent pickup this week you should get is Eli Mitchell. Mostert is done. He is the starter. He is going to have a great fantasy year on the, Raheem Mostert injury, but, that's my pickups for the week. Anyway, that's all I have for this Tuesday night. Thank you so much for listening if you stayed from beginning to end. Tomorrow I am going to do my week 1 picks. I'm going to see if I can come close on my 3 players in fantasy. And then I'm going to do my 3 bold predictions. So I will record that tomorrow night. So hopefully everybody is gearing up for week 2 in the NFL. Week 2 is almost here. Thursday night, Giants and Redskins. I'm going to rewind that. Giants and Washington, the team from Washington. Yeah, let's go. I think that's going to be a stinker of a game. But hey, it's football. It's football. And more than likely, I'll be watching. Because I'll have Terry McLaurin going. And Gibson going. And maybe Galladay. I might actually start Galladay as my flex in that. Hopefully he has a good game. But anyway, thanks for listening. Remember, you can follow me on TikTok. I am It's That NFL Gay. Or gay. It's that NFL. It's that NFL gay. It's that NFL guy. So yeah, you can follow me there. I'm doing the videos. Follow me on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. And until tomorrow night, you guys take care. And I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.